What's up, you guys? Wolfgang here in Sacramento, California. What am I doing in the state's capital? Well, Bear Valley, a good mountain range. I just went skiing with some family, and now we are playing poker in a coffee shop. My buddy Adrian lives here in Sacramento, owns 3 coffee shops called Pause Coffee Shop, and we're gonna play some 1-2, some 2-5. I got over 100 messages when I posted on my story. This was initially supposed to be just a one-table game with Adrian and his friends. I said, yo, we gotta invite some of the Wolfgang gang out here, play with us. So I got over 100 messages. They're all coming out. We're gonna hop from table to table, maybe stick at that 2-5 game to try to win as much money as possible. We're gonna take shots tonight, but not the alcoholic kind. We're gonna do double shots of espresso. The vibes are gonna be high, no rig, super fun. The action is going to be rolling. Let's get right into it. Let's go. After ingesting enough caffeine to kill a small giraffe, we sit down at the 2-5 table with $600 and immediately look down at pocket 8s. The $10 straddle's out there and I make it $40 to go and we get one caller. Off to a flop which comes King 6 Deuce Rainbow, and I decide to c-bet for $40 and still the opponent puts in the call. The turn card brings in the 10 of hearts and the action goes check check, and the river brings yet another card above my pocket 8s. Decision point here. The action luckily goes check check and we are going to win versus 8-6 offsuit. So you can see the type of opponents tonight, looking to gamble, looking to have fun. Maybe it's caffeine induced, maybe they're just here to splash around for the vlog. We then pick up King 10 offsuit and raise it up to $15. We pick up a few callers here, going multi-weight to a flop, which gives me top pair on a King Jack 4 board with 2 hearts. The action checks through, bringing in the 8 of clubs on the turn. I fire out for $40 and immediately get called in one spot. When the river comes the 9 of spades, the action goes check check, and once again we are taking it down versus 8-5 offsuit. So back-to-back pots between $100 and $200. Nothing too substantial, but at least we're building some nice momentum as we move into the next hand when I call a $15 raise with 8-6 of clubs. The flop is pretty great for us, you might say. It comes 7, 5, 4, bang! We flop the 8 high straight, the nuts, nutter butters, nizzies, whatever you guys want to call it, that's what we have, and an opponent fires out for $50. I decide just to put in the smooth call. We could also raise, but let's see if he can catch up on the turn, which comes the Jack of spades. Unfortunately, no money goes in on the turn, which brings in the 6 of diamonds on the river, $162 in the middle, and of course, I'm not going to check it over to him and let him check behind, so I fire out for $120. He thinks about it for a while and then ultimately finds the call. What does he show when I turn over the straight? He has pocket 9, so a light call there from him. Maybe my image is looser than I thought. I'm getting paid off here in this nice $400 pot, and I'm 3 for 3 on the session, cruising early on in Sacramento. Let's go. So I was trying to post like an Instagram story of like the situation. 3 tables with a wait list, and then Adrian, who I introduced you to earlier, he's like, he's gonna VPIP like 100% of his hands. He's like, let me play your stack, and I laugh, think it's a joke, and the dude's literally gonna play my stack right now. So we may not have 650 chips.
We may not.
Do you plan on playing any 2 cards?
Absolutely, not my money.
This hand's gonna be blind for you guys, like it was for me as I was hovering over his shoulder. $40 and $80 straddle out there.
Quad straddle on this hand. Quad straddle.
He comes in for $80. The $40 straddle completes as well when we're going 3 ways to a flop. The flop comes Queen 8 Deuce, and Adrian decides to fire out for $200. A little bit nervous because I know how Adrian plays. Is he just trying to bluff people off of a better hand, or does he actually have a made hand like a pair, maybe a flush draw or a straight draw? Well, we're gonna get a fold, and then the second guy picks up his cards and turns over 10-3. We know we're gonna get a second fold, and a little bit of table talk ensues.
Winner! One hand winner!
Let's go!
Yes!
How much show? Play my stack. Yeah, show.
Can we see him?
Show
it the second deuce. Don't show the second deuce.
Boom!
So yeah, it turns out Adrian was bluffing. He just had the gut shot to the straight and backdoor spades, I guess, but we're taking out a $457 pot. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I like to call passive income. Next hand, the $10 straddles out there. A few limpers over to seat 9, who makes it 35 bucks. I have pocket sixes. I have a dream of flopping a set, so I toss in the $35 as well. And we are going multi-way to a flop, 4 players to be exact. Well, we have an overpair on a 4-3-3 board. Something that doesn't happen too often when you have pocket sixes, is all 3 cards are less than that, but that's pretty good. And the action checks through, bringing in the 7 of clubs on the turn. Action checks to the guy on my left, who fires out for $50, and of course I'm going nowhere. I have 2 pairs, 6s and 3s. A 5 would give me the straight, and the 10 of clubs peels off on the river. So a 255 in the middle. We're hoping to get to a cheap showdown, but that's not what my opponent decides to do. Instead, he bets out nearly the size of the pot, $225. What would you guys do in this spot? I think about it for a while, and I just think that folding is boring here, and he might be bluffing, so I put in the call, and sure enough, he is bluffing. Queen 8 of clubs. We are giving nobody any respect for having a decent hand. Queen high, no good, sir. $705 for the hero call with pocket sixes. Bang! This next hand, we are playing against Adrian, the owner of this shop. So when he jams for $175, of course, we are going to give him some light action. I'm up $800 on the session already, and I call it $175 with 9-7 of diamonds.
What you got? Ace?
I have ace of diamonds, ace of diamonds.
I have an ace.
We're showing or not?
Yeah.
You're ahead, you're ahead. Oops, yeah, turn that up.
Yep. Come on.
The flop and turn are both good for us. We have a pair of 7s, just no ace or no 4, and of course... Fuck! He's the shop owner. He hits the ace on the river. $367 is going over to him, but huge shout out to Adrian for this amazing venue space and, of course, not raking the game and giving coffee and matchas to everybody. What a guy. How much? He doubled you up, motherfucker. Hold one time, brother. All right, with Adrian at the table, the action has ramped up. There's a raise to 20, a few callers over to seat 1, who 3-bets to $50. Of course, I'm gonna make it more. I 4-bet to 100 and Cinco de Mayo. Adrian puts in the call. We get another caller, and then seat 1 just decides to fold. I guess it wasn't good for 155, but it was good for 50. Who knows? I'm not understanding, and I'm definitely not putting any chips in the middle on a Jack 9-8 board with 2 hearts. Just way too wet. The action checks through. The turn doesn't help me at all. It comes a 7 of hearts. Unfortunately, no heart in my hand. So when Adrian bets out for 125 and there's additional action with a call, of course, I'm getting out of the way. I wish I could switch that ace of diamonds for an ace of hearts. $20 straddle is out there. There's a call over to me. I look down at Jack 9 of hearts with $900 in my stack, and I put in the 3-bet to $100, and we get 2 callers. Off to a flop we go, which comes ace king 3, and the action surprisingly checks through all the way to the river, where I am good with just Jack high. Do not tell me that I'm winning with a Jack here.
Jack.
I'll win with a Jack! I was good the whole way. I was good the whole way. What kind of trash are you guys playing here? Have some respect for the game. There's a raise to $25, and of course, with the best hand in the game, pocket 7s, I put in the call. Adrian 3-bets to $75. There's a call over to me. I put it in the middle, and the other player does as well. We flop ourselves second pair and a gut shot to the 9-high straight in a $300 pot, and Adrian fires out for a comical bet of just 1/4. The other player puts in the call, and the action's on me. I could just call here. I could raise, and I decide just to put in the call, but not before the player to close the action now raises to $200. One by one, Adrian and Tyler both fold their cards, and I decide to put in the call for obvious reasons, and the turn improves my hand slightly with the 4 of diamonds, giving myself an open-ended straight draw. I'm in position on Robert, but he's got the heart. He jams it all in for $975, putting me in a gross spot here where he could have a spade draw, he could have 2 pair, he could have an overpair, he could have a set. I'm just smoked against a lot of hands, but if I hit an 8 or a 3, I should be good. A 7 would also probably give me the best hand, and if you know me, pocket 7s are my favorite hand, and I'm not going to fold them in spots like this where I feel like it's 50-50. I put in the call. The river comes a Jack of diamonds, and what does Robert show? 4-3 of hearts. An open-ended straight draw and bottom pair as well for him. $2,700 is coming my way. He pays me out with those lovely black chips, and no complaints from me there. Putting in the call way ahead and holding always feels great. Shout out to Robert. $20 straddle is out there, a bunch of calls over to me. I call with 9-5 of hearts. Adrian's not the type of guy to play for just 20 bucks. He makes it $75 to go, and when everybody puts in the call, of course, I'm going nowhere. 9-5 suited is gonna be a great hand, especially when you flop top pair on a 9-8 deuce board. Really wish there was a heart out there, but with $327 in the middle, Adrian bets out for $100 and I put in the call. I'm the only one to do so, and the turn comes the 10 of clubs. He doesn't slow down. He bets out for 200. If you know Adrian as good as I do, you're just never folding a pair in this spot, so I flick in each $100 chip in a comical way. In the river comes the ace of spades. Action goes check, check, and he's gonna win with king 10 offsuit. Betting the flop, betting the turn for value, and then checking on the river. $927, not a small pot. He binks the turn, and we're left with our tail between our legs, but don't worry, that's not the last time we're gonna see Adrian. I promise you guys that. 10-8 of hearts now in this next one. The $10 straddles out there. I make it $30 to go. There's a call, there's a 3-bet, there's another call. Action's on me. I put more chips in the middle, and just like that, we are going 4 ways to a flop, which comes queen, queen, deuce. You guys know Los Angeles poker. Queen deuce is the hand of Israeli Ron, who played live at the bike back in the day, but unfortunately, he's not here, nor do I have a queen or a deuce in my hand. So when Adrian fires out for $100 and there's a call from seat 9, I probably should just fold my hand, but I have a ton of chips in my stack, and I kind of want to put them to use here. I think Adrian is going to be betting this flop with any 2 cards, and seat 9 could also just have some random pocket pairs like 5s, 6s, and 7s. By raising it puts him in a tough spot, so let's see where we're at in the hand, and by that I mean I know exactly where I'm at in the hand. I probably have the worst 2 cards, but let's see if anybody else has anything or if they're just BSing. Adrian pretty much snap calls, but we lose seat 9, so it's $1,600 in the middle, and I just have 10 high. The turn comes the deuce of hearts, which really shouldn't change anything, but the action goes check, check. I want to see what Adrian does on the river, and it comes the 3 of spades. A little bit of speech play ensues.
I mean, it doesn't matter what. You can bet on it. You decide how much.
I check, which ultimately gets me to check, and Adrian turns over queen jack offsuit for a full house. Wow, did not expect him to have that good of a hand. The speech play kind of made me freeze up there a little bit. Good thing I didn't put any more chips in the middle. If I try to go for the bet check bet line, he definitely would have snap called me, and we'd be losing much larger than a $1,600 pot. Tyler in seat 9 later said he had pocket jack, so he made a great fold there on the flop when I raised and Adrian just called. Well played there by everybody except for me. This next hand is fun. There's a raise of $30, and I 3-bet to 90 bucks with ace queen offsuit. We're gonna get Adrian to put in the call and the original raiser too as well. We are going 3 ways to a flop, which comes king 6-3 rainbow. Adrian fires out for $100. I put in the call. We're going heads up to the turn, which comes the 6 of hearts. He checks his cards and then actually checks.
Oh, I'm gonna check that. Yeah.
Remember when you did a masterclass on how to milk that kid? I'm gonna do that here. The river comes a board pairing king of clubs. Check, check on the river. I have 2 pair, which ends up counterfeiting Adrian's 4-3 offsuit. Great spot there from me. He had me cooked till the king came on the river. Kind of a comical way to end that hand. And look, there's smiles all across the table. We are taking it down $700 with a counterfeit. Drop a comment down below the craziest counterfeit that you guys have ever seen. If this next hand was a short, it would be titled Wolfgang versus the 2 Adrians, and you guys are gonna find out why. There's a limp for 10 bucks over a $10 straddle, and I raise it up to $55 with pocket 10s. Everything's normal so far, right? Well, Adrian 1 in the blinds calls the $55, and then Adrian 2 3-bets to $130 bucks. I put in the call. Adrian 1 doesn't want to miss out on the party, and he puts in the call, which brings out a pretty great flop, I might say. King 10-7, bang, we flop middle set. It's not the nuts because Adrian 2 could still have pocket kings, so we have to proceed with a little bit of caution, but with 2 hearts out there, some straight draws out there, and $400 in the middle, I am not going to slow play this in the slightest. Adrian 1 bets out for $100. That seems to be his preferred move. When other people have the betting lead, he just leads out into them for $100 bucks. Adrian 2 says screw that $100 bet, and he makes it $300 to go. Actions on me, and remember when I said I'm not playing this slow? Well, it's time to prove it. I 3-bet now to $500, and you're probably wondering, Wolfgang, how are you able to make it that little? Well, the difference in the raise from 100 to 300 was only $200 bucks, so I only actually have to go $200 more, and I'm gonna get a lot of information.
How I'm gonna fold, but I want to hold on to my card.
It just needs to... Adrian folds and Adrian 2 is in the tank. He ends up jamming for $905, which was the desired outcome. I obviously snap call him. We're playing a $2,300 pot. He has the one hand I didn't want to see. Pocket kings. We are in gross shape, you guys. When the turn comes to deuce of diamonds, I only have one card left in the deck. 2% chance, and of course it doesn't come. Adrian 2 is chuckling all the way to the bank, but what a gross cooler here. Set over set on the flop. A wet board, I might add, and yeah, he's getting paid there 10 times out of 10. What a gross hand. Wow. All right, last hand of the night. Let's see if I can flop another set, this time with pocket fives. A $10 straddle is out there. A bunch of limps over to Adrian. Fires out for 50. Adrian 2 puts in the call. He's not done with playing multi-way pots with me. Everyone puts in the call. We are going 6 ways to a flop here. $305 in the middle, and it comes 4-3 deuce. I have an overpair with pocket fives. What is going on? First, early on in the session, I had an overpair with pocket sixes. Now I have the overpair open-ended straight draw combo, and the action checks through. The turn comes a deuce of diamonds, now giving me 2 pairs. Somehow, if Adrian or one of the other players had 4-3, I would have them beat with fives and deuces. Adrian 2 bets out for $75, and I put in the call. 2 other players do as well. In the river comes the 3 of hearts. Somehow, some way, we still have an overpair to the board with 5 cards out there. A 4, 2 3s, and 2 deuces. We have 2 pairs, $600 in the middle, and the action is going to check through. So far, the best hand is on our left. It's 4-5 offsuit, and we are going to take it down. Look at that, you guys. Extremely multi-way with pocket five somehow holds up. And we're taking down $605 to end the session, bringing our stack up to $1,580 for a profit of just under $1,000. Huge shout out to Adrian and his coffee shop Pause in Sacramento, and also you guys that showed up at this vlog. With 1 day's notice, we got multiple tables inside a random coffee shop in Sacramento, and that could only be done with the power of social media. If you guys want to come to future games, I don't know where I'm playing, but follow me on Instagram and you guys will know at least 24 hours in advance. Thanks for all the support, you guys. I have some awesome videos coming up, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, and as always, I'll catch you in the next vlog. Peace.